නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දන්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දන්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දන්ස. Homage to the exalted one, the worthy one, the supremely enlightened one. Dear children, parents, friends in the Dhamma, the Los Angeles Buddhist Vihara Mindfulness Meditation Center welcomes you all with the blessings of the Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. This is your spiritual day. What is the meaning of spiritual day? Spiritual day means our happiest day. We develop our happiness in the spiritual day. This happiness is very important. You know, everyone likes happiness. No one likes suffering. We do everything in the name of happiness. Buddhism completely explains the way how we achieve the real happiness. Buddha's message is very clear. For his entire life, our spiritual teacher, the Supreme Buddha explains the way how we live happily. Happily is the main purpose of everyone who was born in this world. Buddha says, Mano pubbangama dhamma mano setta manomaya. Manasache paduttena bhasativa karotiva tatonan dukkha manveti chakkhana vahato padam. Mind is the forerunner. Mind is chief. Mind made Dade. If someone does something with impure mind, suffering follows him because of impure mind. If someone does something with a pure mind, happiness follows him because of his pure mind. In this situation, mind completely decides whether we are happy or unhappy. Happiness or unhappiness doesn't come from outside. It arises in our mind. If we can discipline our mind, we decide our happiness. Whenever we are unhappy, it means we are controlled by the outside world. Buddhism completely explains the way how we discipline our mind and also how we take care of our mind. You know, dear children, our life is very rare. Buddhism always respects our lives. Buddhism always explains the importance of our life. As a human being, this is a very rare chance. You know, in this universe, there are a lot of animals around us. They are uncountable. But among them, human beings are very few. Therefore, we are so fortunate. We can live easily and also we have a chance to develop our mind to the maximum level. From our young age, little by little, we understand our life and also we gradually develop our happiness. The more we understand our mind, the more we purify our mind. The more we purify our mind, the more we are happier. You can see day by day our happiness develops. Developing our happiness completely depends on purifying our mind. Purifying from greed, anger and delusion. These are the negative thoughts that disturb our peace of mind. You know, usually we think that the enemies are in the outside. The Buddha says, enemies are not outside, enemies are inside. We have three enemies in our mind. Who they are? Lobha, dosa, and moha. Lobha means craving or greed. Dosa means ill will or anger. Moha means delusion or ignorance. These are the negativities. These negativities, so unwholesome mental states, are the real enemies who steal our happiness. If you are mindful, these enemies are unable to steal or take our happiness. Therefore, entire Buddhism is that mindfulness. In short, being aware of our mind. Whenever you are controlled by the outside world or persons, it means you are not mindful. Mindfulness is the best friend. Buddhism, in short, can be summarized into one word, which is SMS. You know the Buddhist SMS? Buddhist SMS means, S means silently, M means mindfully, and again S slowly. Silently, mindfully, slowly. If you follow these three words, you see the beauty of the around. You can see the beauty of life. You can see the beauty of environment. You can listen to the voice of birds. You can see the voice of rivers, waters, winds, birds, everything. And also, when you are mindful, you see your mind. The ordinary people always look at outside. When they see something, when they hear something, when they smell something, when they taste something, when they understand something, they immediately look at outside. What happens to the outside world? That is the nature of the ordinary world. But you who listening to Buddha's message, you are wise. You are more important. You are a valuable person. Your value depends on. As soon as you see something, you immediately look at inside. What happens to my mind at the moment? When you see something, when you hear something, when you smell something, when you taste something, when you understand something, you immediately look at your inside. Whenever your mind is greedy, angry, or ignorant, you understand it. When you understand your mind, negative thoughts have no space in our mind. Mind rejects negative thoughts at the moment. It means your mind is so pure and calm. It says you are happy. It says that outside world is unable to control you. That is your freedom. That is your liberation. That is your emancipation. On this path, as Buddhism, as the listeners of the Supreme Buddha, we always think about three things. The triple gem. What are the triple gem? As Buddhists, we should understand these three things. The triple gem means the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. The more you think about these three things, the more you are spiritual. The more you are spiritual means the more you are mindful. It means you are happy. that happiness day by day increases. In the ordinary society, their happiness day by day going to low levels. But our happiness, who learns and practices Buddha's message, our happiness day by day develops. Until we go to the old age, until we close to our death, our happiness gradually increases. This is the nature of Buddhist followers, the disciples of the Buddha. How do we develop our happiness? We always think the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Buddha means our spiritual teacher who discovered this message and also who proclaimed this message to the world with great compassion and wisdom. This is the Buddha. Whenever we think about the Buddha, immediately the qualities of the Buddha come to our mind. It means Buddha lives in our heart. Whenever Buddha lives in our heart, we have a good friend. And also Dhamma. Dhamma means Buddha's teachings. What the Buddha explained for 45 years. As a Buddha from the age of 35 to 80, for 45 years, Buddha explained his message to the world kindly. All the teachings that the Buddha explained for 45 years can be summarized into one stanza. You always hear it. Sabba papa sakaranam kusalassa upasampada sajitta pariyodapanam etang buddhanusasanam. This is the message of the Buddha in short. Sabba papa sakaranam means not to do any evil. Kusalassa upasampada, practicing good deeds, and sajitta pariyodapanam, purifying one's mind. Etang buddhanusasanam, this is the message of the Buddha. This is the Dhamma. We always keep this Dhamma in our heart. Wherever we go, we dwell with the Dhamma. It means we have a protection. Buddhism says, Dhammo have rakhati Dhammacharing. He who practices Dhamma is protected by the Dhamma. We have a real protection. No one or nothing can disturb our peace of mind whenever we are with the Dhamma. That is why we say, Dhamman saranam gacchami. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. We always think about the Dhamma. And also the third gem is that Sangha. Sangha means the Buddha's noble disciples. Sangha, monks and nuns and lay people also who have attained the levels of spirituality. Sangha, Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. These three things are the triple gem in our life. These are the three gems. Whenever we think about these three things, these three gems around us, we have a protection, we have a insurance, security, assurance, protection, liberation, whenever we have these three things. With this understanding, little by little we go forward on the path of liberation, what the Blessed One explained. One day, a person came to Buddha, asked a question. That is very important. There is a sutta discourse in Buddhism, means jata. Jata sutta, which comes in Samyutta Nikaya. One day, a person came to the Buddha and asked a question with a stanza. He asked, Anto jata bahi jata, jata jatita paja, in Pali language. It means a tangle inside, a tangle outside. This generation is entangled in a tangle. O Gautama, how they can distangle this tangle? A person came to Buddha and asked, people have problems in their life inside. And also they have problems in outside too. How do we overcome these problems in our lives? The Buddha says the answer. A man established on virtue, wise, developing the mind and wisdom, he is able to disentangle this tangle. In this stanza, Buddha explains 3 things we have to practice for our inner peace. Even though a lot of teachings in Buddhism, finally, we have to practice only 3 things. What they are? Sila or virtue, Samadhi or mind, and wisdom or mindfulness. In short, we have to practice 5 precepts, metta bhavana and mindfulness. We have to practice only these 3 things for our inner peace. The very first one is discipline in our speech and behavior. Whenever we do something, we speak something, we think again and again whether it is correct. That is very important. We are mindful. We speak and behave mindfully. Whenever you have mindfulness, it means you have your best friend. Don't forget your best friend. Your best friend is not outside. We make a best friend within us in our life. This is not a physical friend. This is a spiritual friend. From morning to night, we have our best friend in our heart whenever we are mindful. And also, whenever we have this mindfulness, our best friend inside, outside persons and things are unable to bring us suffering, since we have decided our happiness. Whenever you are unhappy, whenever someone can control you, be sure you have lost your best friend, mindfulness. If you are mindful, nobody or nothing can disturb your peace of mind. You can understand everything, you can respond to anyone, but you do everything protecting your best friend, mind. Mind with the best friend is mindfulness. Mind with mindfulness is the best friend. Therefore, don't miss your best friend. That is your protection, refuge. With this mindfulness, we always practice 5 precepts. Panchasila. Abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from false speech, and also abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. This is so proud. This is your glory. This is your discipline. This is your skill. The one who practices these 5 precepts gives the fearlessness to the world. Buddha says, he who practices 5 precepts gives the fearlessness to the world. If your parents know that you practice 5 precepts, they love you. Not only they love you, but they respect you, they honor you. You are honored in this society whenever you practice 5 precepts. Whenever, if there are any problem in this society, we can see one of them or several of these precepts have been broken. That is why the society have a lot of problems. If you practice these 5 things, you pay your gratitude to your parents who take care of you. And also, if your close friend practices these 5 things, you have no fear, no doubt about him. You are sure that your friend doesn't do any wrong thing. Abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from foul speech, and also abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. These 5 things don't belong to Buddhism. These 5 things don't belong to Buddhists. These 5 things belong to the person who is seeking inner peace, social welfare in this world. These are the 5 human qualities. Not only you should practice these 5 things, you should encourage your close relatives and friends to protect these 5 things. That is the real gift to give a person. That is why Buddhism says, Sabbadanan Dhammadanam Jinati. The gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts. If you can introduce these 5 things to your friend, and if you can, they observe these 5 things, you can be happy. That is your duty. As a real friend, please explain these 5 things to your friends too. Not only you practice these 5 things. This is our discipline. When we go to the society, if you practice these 5 things, no one can criticize you. No one can blame you. No one can condemn you. This is the way how we can live in this society decently. We like decent persons. This is the way how we can live decently. You have no fear. You can face to any society without fear, without doubt, if you can practice these 5 things. And also the second one is samadhi or chitta bhavana, mindful meditation. In short, practicing loving kindness meditation. We contemplate on thus, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Why do we need to practice loving kindness meditation? Anger is one of the main things that disturb our peace of mind. Whenever we are angry, we have no happiness. We are unhappy, we are suffering. Do you like that you are suffering? No, no one likes suffering. In order to overcome suffering, we have to overcome anger. The way how we overcome anger is that the Buddha says, practicing loving kindness meditation, contemplating on thus, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. We practice this loving kindness meditation in 3 ways: mentally, physically and verbally. When we think someone, we think about them with loving kindness. When we speak with someone, we speak with loving kindness. When we behave, when you do something, we do everything with loving kindness, with metta. As the result of practicing loving kindness meditation, we can live happily without anger among the people, those who are angry. This is your skill. If someone can make you angry very easily, are you successful? Are you educated? No, you are not educated. You are not a spiritual person if someone can make you angry very soon. That is why it says, the one who can make you angry will become your master. It means he controls you. Do you like it? No, the one who can make you angry very soon will become your master. You should be proud of that. No one can make me angry. You should challenge your friends to that. My friend, you can't make me angry. Please try it. That is your proud. That is your glory. That is your skill. No one can make me angry. You are very strong with loving kindness meditation. That is why the Supreme Buddha says, he who wishes to attain the peace of mind should practice loving kindness meditation, contemplating on thus, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Again and again we think it. The duration of practicing loving kindness meditation decides how much you have overcome anger. The duration of practicing loving kindness meditation decides your happiness. Therefore, be sure, day by day, increase the duration of practicing loving kindness meditation. That is your success. That is the path of happiness. Finally, we have to practice mindfulness. Entire Buddhism is that practicing 5 precepts, loving kindness meditation and mindfulness. No more. Mindfulness means when we experience something through our senses, we are aware of our mind. It means we are aware of our inner peace. It means we are taking care of our mind. We always take care of material things and persons. We don't give the priority to take care of our mind. But the most valuable thing in our life is that mind. If your mind is pure and calm, it means your mind is beautiful. Your life is beautiful. Even though your around is dirty, it doesn't matter. You are like a lotus flower. Buddhism always encourages us to live like a lotus flower. Lotus flower origins in mud. It origins in water, but it overs from mud and water. It blooms with good smell and beauty without touching water or mud. We are in the ordinary society who have negative thoughts, but we who listening to Buddha's message, We don't associate their negative thoughts. Physically, we live with them. While they are angry, we are not angry. While their minds are lustful, we live without lust. While they are ignorant, we live without ignorance. This is our success. That is why Buddha says, let's live happily without anger among the people, those who are angry. Let's live happily without greed among the people, those who are greedy. Let's live happily without ignorance among the people, those who are ignorant. This is our success. For that, we have to practice Buddhist path, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, or 5 precepts, loving kindness meditation, and mindfulness. Finally, we have to practice only one thing, which is mindfulness. Being aware of our mind. Always we are like near the mirror. When we are in front of the mirror, we look at our physical body. But Dhamma reflection is not like that. Dhamma mirror. We always use the Dhamma mirror. What is the Dhamma mirror? Dhamma mirror means we are aware of our mind. We always understand that our mind, whether my mind is lustful or not lustful, whether my mind is angry or not angry, whether my mind is ignorant or not ignorant. This is the Dhamma reflection, the mirror of Dhamma. On this path, we are very concerned that with SMS, silently, mindfully, slowly. Silently, mindfully, slowly. When you practice this Buddhist SMS, you can see the beauty of life. You can see the beauty of environment. With this concept, please go around the temple. You can see a lot of beautiful flowers, beans, sounds of birds, good environment. If you are not mindful, you don't see the beauty of the flowers of around the temple. You can see the sound of birds and bees. With this Dhamma, please go around the temple. You can see a lot of flowers, fruits, birds, bees around the temple. If not, you see only your vehicle and food in the kitchen room. My dear children, this is the reality. You all are matured. Buddhism explains 3 ages: physical age, mental age, and spiritual age. Physically, you are kids, but spiritually, your spiritual age is very high. Since you have developed your mind for a long time, for eons in your past lives. Therefore, you can develop your mind to the maximum level. In Buddha's time, there were 7 years old Arahants. At the age of 7th, they could attain enlightenment. When Arhat mind went to Sri Lanka, it was a monk named Sumana Samarera, he was 7 years old. With the Arahant Mahinda, he did a great service to the Sri Lankan community. He was 7 years old, Sumana Samarera. I think you know him. Therefore, at the age of 7th, we can do a great service to the world. If we practice Dhamma, if we follow the Dhamma, following Dhamma is the real way, respecting our life, giving the value to our mind. Okay, dear children, by the power of the Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, by the practicing of 5 precepts, Metta Bhavana and mindfulness, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May all your spiritual and educational goals meet the success. Finally, may all of us attain the supreme bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.